Have you ever been playing Call of Duty and just had to stop because you realized, damn, I'm really horny? You step away and come back 3 minutes later with that post-nut epiphany. Wow, I'd rather jerk off than play this trash. What's up, everybody? Sorry I disappeared for a week. Nobody at my job wants to show up, so I was being forced to work overtime. Oh yeah, and XDefiant came out. It's been forever since I've had a video game itch this bad, and today I'm trying to find out why, or more so compare it to my previous itch that had got me through the years but I've slowly built a tolerance for. What? Oh god! What is it about XDefiant that keeps tickling my serotonin endorphins? Is that even atomically correct?
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Well, I can tell you right now, after comparing and contrasting doing the research for this video, and by research I mean just mostly playing both games, it just feels better to play. Playing XDefiant, I've been having way more fun than any other FPS in recent time, which is wild because XDefiant is super bare bones right now for what it is. I tried playing COD to warm up before doing a live stream with Giovanni where we were playing XDefiant for the live stream, and I played COD to just warm up and get in the groove while I waited. Boy howdy, my face was numb and I was frowning the entire time I was playing COD. I could feel my face getting heavy. I want to start with the gameplay. There's a huge elephant in the room, and kind of my hot take. This game feels nothing like Call of Duty. A lot of people have been saying it's the COD killer and that, oh, it's just like Call of Duty, and I couldn't disagree more. And there's reasons why. Break it down to its core elements, the spit that holds it together. It's you point gun, you shoot. That is Call of Duty. It's the way the shooting feels, the way the hit markers feel, the way the guns operate, all feel different amongst different genres of video games, especially in Call of Duty itself. Black Ops Cold War gunplay feels completely different than Modern Warfare 2019 gunplay. And Modern Warfare 3 2023 gunplay feels completely different from Infinite Warfare gunplay, which feels completely different from Call of Duty 3 gunplay. When I mentioned I was working overtime at the beginning of this video, I wasn't just talking about my 9-to-5 job. I've been researching and crafting a COD video in tandem with this XDefiant video. Sort of a compare-contrast of the golden age of Call of Duty and modern COD, which has dragged me into a ton of overtime to research and play the Call of Duty games alongside XDefiant. So I've done nothing but go to work, come home, play COD, play XDefiant, go to work, come home, play COD, play XDefiant, play new COD, play old COD, play XDefiant, play new COD, play old COD, play XDefiant. You get the idea. In the midst of gathering all of that gameplay research just from my own grippers, how it feels on the controller, how it feels on the mouse and keyboard, I kept thinking, damn, I really want to play XDefiant right now. Say what you want, say your opinions about how XDefiant is trash, but I feel like the people who are saying that haven't played it, or at least haven't played any other games besides Call of Duty their entire life. To me, the urge to play XDefiant, it screams that they must be doing something right. So this hot take isn't coming out of nowhere, since I've been playing Call of Duty every day, followed by immediately jumping onto XDefiant. People have also said it feels like OG Call of Duty, and I also disagree with that. Like, one of the big things is like, oh, old school COD is back when they play XDefiant. The closest COD I could come up with that it feels like is Black Ops 4. Wait, don't click off the video. Let me explain. Let's start with the game's DNA. You have mostly objective game modes. You have a cast of characters, all with unique abilities, including ultimate abilities. Maps are designed to funnel you and your team to conquering the objective, and character abilities are vital to turn the tides of each match. Where have I seen this before? That's right. XDefiant is a hero shooter. But Goose, that's crazy! The Call of Duty like movement / gunplay really masks the fact that you're playing a hero shooter. A couple years ago, I remember hearing a leak of a game that takes place in the Rainbow Six universe that would feature respawns, faster action, unique abilities, and would be akin to the arena / hero shooter genre. Well, that game became XDefiant, but the original concept for the game was to be a faster-paced R6. And what genre is R6 Siege? That's right, kids. It's a tactical shooter. But others have classified it as a hero shooter. Bottom line, this is a hero shooter with Call of Duty elements, not a Call of Duty with hero shooter elements. Trust me, the phrasing of that makes a difference. Look at the new escort mode they added to Modern Warfare 3 a week before XDefiant's launch. Yes, they added an escort mode into Call of Duty, and it does not work. What makes an escort mode work is when the maps are designed around the mode. This is why XDefiant has proprietary maps for escort. This is why Overwatch has proprietary maps for escort. Hence, a Call of Duty with hero elements. They tried to do a classic hero shooter style game mode, which is usually to escort the objective on a map that's, not really made for that. Hell, when I went to try the escort mode, nobody in the lobby was engaging with the objective, myself included. And that's because it took me 3 games to remember, oh yeah, I'm playing a fucking escort objective mode. I had completely forgot. Where was I again? Oh yeah, gameplay. Since I was discussing how XDefiant was a hero shooter, let's talk about the hero's abilities. Each group of abilities is related to a faction. You've got the Cleaners, the Phantoms, the Libtards, and Echelon. I found myself using the Phantoms and Echelon because they fit my playstyle. I also kind of found their abilities OP compared to the other factions. With the active camo of Splinter Cell's Echelon, I've used it a lot to hide while I needed to heal. Or if I ran out of ammo, I could use it to go invisible and go find a gun. Need to get a flank on the enemy team on Bravo? Go invisible! Give them the old 1,000 years of pain from behind. But by far, my favorite is the Phantom's shield ability. One thing I found for escort is it's best to use the riot shield as Phantom, and if you are a team player and want to play the objective, activate the riot shield and walk alongside with the objective while you perform callouts for your teammates, because you're going to be on the front lines, you're going to be ahead of everybody, so you're going to see the enemy players in front of you. Bing, 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 bing. Then you can give callouts to your teammates behind, while also doubling the objective as cover. So let's say you see most of the enemy team is on the right side of the objective. You would want to then circle to the left side of the objective because the escort blocks bullets. It's a secondary shield. So now you have the riot shield in your front and the objective on your right, protecting your right side, while you can have your teammates cover your left and move the objective. It's a very good strategy. Then you could combo it with other abilities from the other heroes, if you will. You could combo it with the other abilities of the other factions. There was the one time me and Joey were running escort, and I was using the riot shield while he was using the Libertads, or Libertad. Well, he was using Libertad and was dropping heals for me as I was walking the objective. So when his ult was ready, he was able to throw it down and heal me while moving the objective with the riot shield. It was a good combo. Another good combo is to have a Phantom use the riot shield on the objective and have a USEC use the active camo ghillie to be invisible and walk with the objective in tandem. This way, all of the enemy team will see the objective is moving, but they will only see the man with the riot shield, so they will aggro on your riot shield player while simultaneously there's another person helping move the objective that's invisible. So even if they take out the riot shield guy, it still gives you an extra window opening to be moving the objective, and it diverts the enemy's focus from somebody else moving the objective. These are just a few of the combos you can pull off. What's even more fun is using the drop shield. There were 2 guys on my left facing away from me, and 1 guy on my right who had saw I just hopped over. With my stupid high DPI, I dropped a shield to my left to cover my ass while I quickly 180 to the guy who saw me to take him out. Only then to quickly 180 again back to the other 2 who had noticed me by now and were shooting at my shield. I took them both out. It all happened in a split moment and felt like I was playing 4D chess. Granted, this was on a night I wasn't recording, so you'll have to take my word for it. Even if you don't believe me, it's still a plausible play. But I promise you, it happened. In that moment, I was inspired to get more creative with the abilities that even went further to inspire me to make this video. This is why I like this shield. Need to reload, but out in the open? Drop a shield. Pinned down by a sniper and need to peek where he's shooting you from? Drop a shield. Collecting B point on arena, but don't like the lack of walls? Drop a shield. Ex-wife trying to collect your alimony? Drop a shit! This is what got me hooked on the game. You are rewarded for being creative with the mechanics. Playing XDefiant, with the way everything flows, I am constantly thinking of ways I can get a one-up on my opponent in a given situation. I can feel my brain juices like sloshing around each time I engage an enemy. Whereas with COD, I shut my brain off. There's nothing going on up here when playing Call of Duty. I'm sorry, but nothing about modern Call of Duty makes me feel the need to put in any effort or thought into the game, to the point where I watch TV while playing Call of Duty. You know how TikToks like to throw Subway Surfer at the bottom to mask the fact that their short form content isn't entertaining enough to hold your attention? That's what it's like playing Call of Duty for me. Except the TV show or YouTube video I am watching on my second monitor is my primary focus, whereas Call of Duty is the secondary entertainment. Or Call of Duty is the Subway Surfer, if you will. Here's what a typical night of me playing Call of Duty looks like.
Don't think Steve will be good. In our efforts to compete with Craig's small-minded show, we made a mockery of community.
I don't get that with XDefiant. When playing XDefiant, it has my attention 100%. Now, some could argue that skill-based matchmaking is to blame. Well, the only reason you need TV to play COD is because you're bored and in bot lobbies. You're garbage, so you're in easy lobbies. And you would be right. Don't you see the issue with that? If skill-based matchmaking is making the game easier, which it doesn't in my opinion, then every lobby you play is catered to your skill level, meaning there's never any challenge or real need to focus on the product in front of you. That gets boring and isn't a good business model, which is probably why COD feels the need to drop yearly releases. It's to hold your attention. A lot of people are complaining about the no skill-based matchmaking in XDefiant, saying they're getting stuck in lobbies with a bunch of sweats, and a lot of other gamers are calling them out.
Oh no! Oh no!
And that's all I got about the skill-based matchmaking topic, because there are tons of people who pounded it in better and got the point across way, way better than I did. It's just, I wanted to throw that in this video because it's a huge topic with XDefiant that has to do with the gameplay. If you really need it, play the welcome playlist till you get good. Moving on to movement! See what I did there? Okay, I'll stop. The movement feels amazing. I saw some COD brain rot out there about people being mad about the movement and saying it feels clunky. I think they're just mad that they can't spin boost around when there's nobody there. Seriously, I see kids doing the most with movement even when nobody's around. Guys, you do not need to be YYing 360, spin boosting, I don't even know what the actual term is called. You don't need to be jumping around like a jelly bean when there's no enemies around. There won't be a single enemy for a while, and they're just... It's like, dude, there's nobody around. You only need to do... If you rely on movement to get kills because you can't aim for shit, and movement is the only way you can be decent at the game, just wait till you see somebody to start moving like that. The movement feels a lot like Cold War, or Black Ops 4, which is why I don't agree with the... It's like OG Call of Duty. You couldn't slide or bunny hop in OG COD. Another big thing is, I don't think most kids truly know what movement is. I want you to look at these two clips and tell me what you notice. In both instances, I stood still while this Safaka hopped around like an idiot.
Вот это кадр нахрен. Боже, подписота.
This happens all the time. Let me show you an example of good movement. In this moment, I'm caught in the middle of the reload, and I notice there's an enemy walking up the stairwell. The enemy saw me cross the hallway. I then slid to create some distance between me and the enemy. I am now on their right side, so instinctively they're going to come up the stairwell and go to the right. Perfect. They're thirsty. They wanted to take a right as soon as they entered the hallway to try and get me killed. Now, their character is locked in a sprint animation. This is the time to charge. Follow the charge with a slide to a jump. Then, mid-air, perform a 180. The momentum from the slide should carry you past them, effectively breaking their screen. And just like that, we have outmaneuvered our opponent. This is movement. Spamming the jump button in front of somebody is not movement. You're getting no results, and it is not helping you at all when I could stand still and shoot you. This is different. This is real movement. The clips I showed earlier are not movement. Now let's play it back in real time. Oh, that was a screen break right there for sure. That's a real screen break. Okay, like, kids will do this shit and be like, oh, I'm breaking a screen, I'm breaking a screen.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like you gotta slide past them where you're behind them. If you could do all of that, I'd say the movement's pretty solid. Another thing I noticed is switching to your secondary significantly increases your sprint speed, like a lot. It helps with getting to objectives as fast as possible, especially in escort when you respawn and you're so far away from the escort objective. You switch to your secondary and you can run in there before engaging with any of the enemies. The movement is right where it should be. XDefiant's movements are fluid and gravitated. Every movement decision feels precise and methodical. If you disagree, you're missing the point. This isn't COD, so it shouldn't move like COD. Finally, the classes and customization. Sorry I couldn't really think of a joke for a good segue into custom classes. Oh wait! Yeah I can! The guns are labeled by their actual names! Lockman SMG? Puh! MP5 my guy. Fennec? Nah G. Chris Vector. MCW? Ah! ACR makes me hard! My neighbors are outside the door, like, moving around, and I'm right by my front door. So anybody walking by is probably like, what the hell is wrong with this kid? I get it. Activision didn't want to pay for the copyrights of the actual gun models for the guns anymore. That's how I feel about that. I'm happy that XDefiant went with the initiative and took the time to get the actual copyrights to use the real gun models for the guns, which they didn't even have to do because it's a very cartoony, like, fictional universe type game, and they could have just came up with random gun names, but no, they took the extra step that Activision's greedy ass won't. Good job, Ubisoft. A metaphor came to my head in regards to the class setup. If the class setup was to be compared to a trading card game, then XDefiant is Magic the Gathering, and Call of Duty has become Yu-Gi-Oh! Attachments need to be simplified. Variety is good, but COD has 30 attachments that all do the exact same thing. What I love about the COD's gunsmith is everyone's weapon looks unique, and I like to play dress up with my guns. Having the different cosmetic options is very good for just stylistic ideas and just for making your guns look cool. They had the right idea with COD's gunsmith having the multiple different sights and grips, but what they should have done is condensed it down to either like a tab drop box, or maybe you go red dot, have the base red dot of the game, and then when you go to personalize weapon, you can hover over the attachment and select which red dot site you wanted. That makes the most amount of sense, because then you could break it down to red dot, holographic, ACOG, sniper scopes, and then have the different variable sniper scope zooms and the different ACOG 3 to 5 times zooms in those drop-down categories for that optic. Same goes for grips. You could have hand stop grips, foregrips, angled grips, drop down, change the one you want, which one looks prettiest to you. You get the gist of what I'm saying. You have each one categorized and drop down, and if they really wanted to include all of the muddied attachment stats that there's so many things you need to read and look into, it straight up is like reading an effect on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. XDefiant simplified it for us, so we just have your red dot, which they went with the standard Chinese style red dot, the holographic, which they went with the EOTech style, which arguably is the best for both those because the red dot gives you a lot of, I don't want to say like eye relief because that's more of a scope thing, but you can see your surroundings, your peripherals of the game using XDefiant's red dot. And it's just the cleanest way to do it. With XDefiant's class setup, you have your primary gun, your secondary gun, and a grenade of your choice. And that's it. Took me a second to click that, hold on, there's no perks in this game. And you know what that does? Makes it so everybody is on the same playing field. Everybody is balanced. If anything, you rely on your abilities as your perks. This is why XDefiant is more akin to a hero shooter over just an arcade shooter, go in there and kill them. Your abilities are what determines your characters and how they play, and there are no perks to hinder that. It's like if Overwatch had perks, that wouldn't really make sense now, would it? There's not much to say about it because simplicity works, and a lot of people have been praising that. Even as a casual gamer, you can relax and breathe a breath of fresh air that you don't need to do a essay, a deep dive analysis on class setup to just hop in and play the game after your long day of work. Now, there are some cons with XDefiant. I do really enjoy XDefiant, if that hasn't been made clear. First, the hit detection. People have been saying they've been getting shot through walls or around walls, and that's fair. I get where they're coming from. It's just a new game. They're just piecing it together. It's not an excuse. That shouldn't be in your game at launch. But they acknowledged it and they're working on it right away. It's unfortunate that the hit detection has been this bad, and under no circumstances is that okay. And that's kind of shitty. There's one bad thing about the game. Another con is, since we're not in the realm of skill-based matchmaking anymore and it's connection-based, when I was playing with Joey, who lives in Alaska, the complete opposite side of the United States, it took us upwards to 5 minutes sometimes to get into a match. They need to work around, maybe have the host be the connection, and your host is where you're going to be playing with the ping, and if your friend is unfortunately in Alaska, they're just going to have to deal with it if they don't have the best internet. I can't really see a fix for that. I don't know the logistics of how connection and ping game matchmaking works, if you get what I'm saying. But since he's in Alaska, when we played together, it was really hard to get into a match without having to have a waiting period. That's something that I discovered that I haven't seen anybody talk about. Those who play with friends cross-world, beware. Another con is people complaining there's no camo grind. Me personally, I don't care. It's nice that there's no camo grind because I've actually just been able to focus on playing the game and having fun. All of my gameplay of Modern Warfare 3 this year has been camo challenges, and I don't get to just play. I am playing the way the game wants me to play. And even when I'm trying to just relax and just play the game the way I want to play, I'm berated with daily challenges to be like, hey, you see this new attachment we added? You can't have it unless we play the way we want you to play. And I really hate it when game companies do that nowadays, which was what really pissed me off about Halo Infinite when that dropped. If you wanted to progress in your battle pass, you couldn't just play Halo. You had to play Halo the way 343 wanted you to play Halo if you wanted your progress, which really ruined it because you shouldn't have to do that to get the cool flashy drip. Lastly, the shop is overpriced. These are not microtransactions. These are macro transactions. You're paying goddamn $40 for 3,000 points, $70 for 5,000 points. What the hell is that, guys? I get it's a free-to-play game, but you can hop onto Fortnite and buy a skin for $10. Or at least you could when I played. I haven't played Fortnite in a few years. I don't know what their shop's looking. But them V-Bucks are a lot more expendable than whatever the fuck Ubisoft is doing here with their store and their microtransactions. So throughout this journey, I've been comparing XDefiant to Call of Duty a lot. But that's just to highlight how different the game is. Everyone keeps comparing the two, but I'd like to take a step back from that for this segment. This is a free-to-play, first-person hero arcade shooter. If we're not going to label it, if you disagree with my take that it's a hero shooter, give it the benefit of the doubt that it's something akin to like Black Ops 4, where it is a hero arcade shooter. This game is set in the Ubisoft universe, and it's got its own charm to it. The graphics aren't the most groundbreaking thing, but they still look amazing thanks to the art direction of the game. It feels good to look at, and I think going in this direction was a good move on Ubisoft's part. The gameplay is fun and engaging, and it genuinely pulled me in. Even just reviewing footage for this video has just made me want to play more. Honestly, kind of delayed this video coming out a little bit. I have come home from stressful days of work and just wanted to sit down and play XDefiant instead of working on this video, and that's my bad. But I also had to research anyways to get more gameplay between all games, and XDefiant has really just been a good game to come home with and chill with the homies. The game has its own unique quirk, something as simple as being able to emote on a death, where I just have taken up the mantle of just spamming the laughing emoji every time I get killed, because I just feel like that would be the easiest way to get in the heads of my enemies. Just every time I kill this guy, he just keeps laughing at me. Or if you come across a neat quickscope, somebody quickscoped you really good, like they 360'd off of a building and quickscoped you, you could send them a nice little thumbs up. Yes, the game is nothing revolutionary or groundbreaking in the FPS space, but it's fun, and it's free. And it's the most amount of fun I've had playing an FPS game of this style since the golden age of COD. XDefiant is a game I can see many gamer YouTubers making videos on. XDefiant a year later, XDefiant 5 years later, XDefiant what happened, hey, do you remember XDefiant? You know, it's a game that's definitely gonna still be talked about, even if it drops off for a while and disappears from the face of the earth and everybody's minds. It will come back up in some capacity, whether it's just a little expose about, remember that time Ubisoft made an FPS game trying to take out Call of Duty? It's too early to say what the fate of XDefiant will be, with games like Splitgate or the finals getting labeled as dead games. Some are going as far as saying old school COD is back. I don't agree. Like I said, this game isn't COD. If you want old school COD experience, go play Iron Sight. Even with all the cons of this game, I still had fun every minute I played it. Some believe it's going to die in a week, or some will say it'll die in a month, but that doesn't mean it wasn't fun. If dies in week, dead game, me still play.
I'm what you say have on-site Alzheimer's.
On-site. Did you really just say on-site?
Yeah. Because you only see it when you see it. There's a girl in the window, opposite of our platform.
Oh my god, she can't hit me, I'm moving too fast. Oh god. Oh, I'm insane. Oh god, grenade. I'm so low. I'm so low I can feel it in my testicles.
Here, come here.
Man down, man down. Oh my god. I was like a fucking super Olympic gold medal acrobatic gymnast there. Holy shit.
You're just slide canceling it where you know. Classic
Bro.
Warzone.
Bro, if you would have seen my movement, look at that, player of the game. If you would have seen my movement, that is such a clip.
Ooh, there's two low on point, or at least half. Oh, they're taking C.
Oh my god, I was standing right in front of him with the active camo. He had no idea.
Ooh, the iron sights aren't that bad on this.
Ooh, whoa, look at this. Totally galactic.
Oh, I lied.
Man. Oh my god, it's a Daedra. Dinosaurs in space? Do you see the dude glitched?
Yeah. That's you.
Yeah. Everybody likes
Yeah.
it.